Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Strafe Cal. We are going to play some more Final Fantasy VI Advanced here. I'm going to do Sabin's scenario next. Sabin washes up at the mouth of the river here. Find a mobile shop. Take a quick look here. I think we're actually pretty good on this front. Okay, we're gonna grab Shadow. We're gonna pop up here real quick to talk to this guy. And we meet a strange old man. And we hear a couple little random pieces from him that may lead towards some future stuff. We're gonna switch Shadow's gear out here because there is a chance that he will leave at any time. He's a mercenary. This is the same guy that we met earlier. In South Figaro. Shadow's a really good example of a character we get very little introduction to. Like, he literally is an optional character right here that will join you, but you have a chance he'll leave at any time, and the story goes on without him. And at a certain point here, he will just leave. Okay. So Sabin's scenario is significantly longer and more involved than the other two scenarios. The reason we're doing it second is actually so that we can get gear for Locke's scenario, which I totally forgot to unequip everybody before the end of Terra's. But that's okay. So, Kefka's plotting against General Leo. That freak becomes our general, I'll quit. What if he hears you? Spare me your petty small talk, just do your job. Don't let me catch you slack here and make you regret being born. Kefka's crazy. Okay, so we hear a little bit more here. We're about to storm the castle. So they're going to storm the castle, and we're going to change points of view for a few minutes here. These soldiers are extremely effective. as they literally charge headlong into the walls. A noble warrior of a foreign land, a faithful retainer to his lord and master, Sabin. And his suggestion is to fell the commander. He's going to charge out and face the commander. Sabin is a samurai, basically. You see here his command name is Bushido. It's one of the most obnoxious abilities. It's really cool, but it's also really obnoxious. Because you see that it has that gauge. The one we use there is a counterattack. And then we go back to our party as is. We do get attacked here. That's okay. I should probably actually check if Sabin has more blitzes available. Nope. Or at least doesn't have that one. I need to make sure he has one of them soon here. Nope, that one's not right either. I'll look them up. Oh, that's right. The commands are probably different because of the Game Boy Advance. These things are hardy. I mean, I guess it's a little bit more fair since I'm, missing constantly. You see Shadow's dog, Interceptor, run in and do a significant amount of damage as a counterattack. Really cool. Blitz. RL down up. And it is Aura Cannon, but I input it, apparently. Okay, we do want to be somewhat... Whoops. We do want to be somewhat cautious here, because... Figures. We don't want to get into more fights than we have to, in case... Or so that Shadow doesn't leave. Because there's a chance of him leaving during every single fight. RL down up. Okay, we get a little bit closer and we see General Leo for the first time. General Leo, sir, the Domans appear to be playing a waiting game. So they're using their favorite strategy. We're ready to storm the castle as soon as you give the order. Patience. If we attack now, there will be too many unnecessary casualties. You're from Miranda, are you not? You would have me go there and deliver news of your passing to your family? What would I say when I handed them your sword? How could I even look at them? You're a human being before you're a soldier. Don't be so eager to throw away your life. Emperor Gestal wouldn't want you to die for nothing. So, First of all, this is a great exchange because it gives us some more information about General Leo. It shows us that there's good, honorable people in the Empire. There's people who take different approaches to what the Empire does. Kefka's on one end, Leo's on the other. We also get a little bit of foreshadowing because the soldier from Miranda is actually somebody who we hear more and more about as we go. Keep getting interrupted and hiding. We see Kefka talking about how he's going to poison the river once Leo leaves. Nothing dirty, Kefka. They may be our enemies, but they're still human beings. You go off and be a good little boy. Not only was he willing to, not only is Kefka unwilling, or willing to poison civilians in the castle, including his own troops. Wait, he says. Do I look like a waiter? Okay. So we start this little sequence here. Once again, I'm gonna double check the tents because I'm pretty sure there's stuff in at least one more of these tents that we miss if we don't get it now. Wait! Some more machines. You just don't give up! So yeah, these are just very simple fights. We just hit him once and he runs away. Monster in a box. Okay, we got it. Good. Berserk, which means he does more damage, but he's going to just physically attack. Blind, which means he's got a mischance. I guess we'll just keep attacking for now. I did not buy any throwing stars because they're not super useful. Crap. I'm feeling like I wish I would have gotten that Invis Edge. This thing's kind of scary. Again, lots and lots of hit points. Good. Getting a little worried there, but we did get a green beret out of it. Oh, he was berserked and confused. Okay, green beret is a really good item. I don't think we've actually got eye drops for both of them. once again, I'd feel really dumb if I use the eye drops on Shadow and then he leaves, so we're just gonna do that. Kefka leaves these guards in front of us. We can get our first suplex, or meteor strike, as this game calls it. This is a physical attack. Some of Sabin's attacks are physical, some of them are magic-based. Right now, his magic is terrible. He has one of the lowest magic stats in the game. We're going to try and enhance that later. And once again, this is Kefka blatantly crossing a line. There's a difference between, you know, what the Empire is doing in general and what Kefka does. The Empire's bad. It's taking over towns and stuff. Kefka is murdering innocents and setting things on fire and performing experiments and terrible things. This is also a good example for me of why this game is as good as it is, because it does not pull punches. It is willing to show atrocity. This is when we find out Cyan has a family. We go to his room and find very much evident that Kefka has crossed a line. And there's not a lot of games that are willing to go that far to establish their villain. Cyan is a great character, partially because his call to actions doesn't really start with tragedy. It just kind of escalates it. He is all about honor and duty, even before Kefka poisons his family and his king. Sabin has an idea. And then we have to use... We have to use Magitech armor for this next little section, which is really obnoxious. It's just a few scripted fights, and they're all pretty quick. But you have to use the stupid armor for it, which only have a few commands, which is annoying. Okay. So we get to head to the south. To the forest that Cyan mentioned, which he stated is a route to Narsh, which is kind of true, I guess. Okay, enter the Phantom Forest. So, that little section is not super long in the Imperial camp, but it's really important to the rest of the game. In my opinion, that is one of the biggest points that both establishes Kefka. We already knew Kefka was a bad guy, but in a lot of ways, that is the point where we see how far Kefka will go. And we see the train. Be survivors. Let's take a look inside. I have to leave at once. This is the Phantom train. It's moving. We have to get off. Door won't open. Fear we're too late. Carries the souls of the departed to their final destination. Okay. So, we go from a fairly straightforward little section to what amounts to a fairly interesting dungeon. How do we stop this thing? We're also gonna save. we are getting to the point where Shadow is probably going to leave at some point here, and it's actually okay at this point. We'd prefer he didn't, but if he does, it's not the end of the world. So one of the things I wanted to stop and talk about at this point is that the Phantom Train is a really cool way to represent souls going to the afterlife. Like, this isn't something that every culture has. Every culture has something about a way to get to the afterlife, but I can't think of anything where I've seen it as a train. And I think it is a really cool perception. It's a really cool idea. The Phantom Train is also really interesting. So these ghosts, some of them will actually sell us things. Some will volunteer to join our party. And some will just attack us. I'm not super interested in the first two. So the third one makes it not worth the risk. There are a few things that could be nice to have as an item, but nothing super important. The Phantom Train is also, in addition to just being really cool and flavorful, very, very... it's one of the first dungeons, and one of the only dungeons, really, that has some kind of some odd pathways to it. Things like you have to, when you go in, it changes when you go out. Or you have to flip switches to move on. So we get this section, it's just a dead end. We go over here and find out there's a ghost there now that wasn't there before. No escape. See ghosts coming from everywhere, and our very physically active party uses this opportunity to show off their prowess. Come on. Still following. We're gonna detach the cars. We're at least getting lucky that we're getting lots of pincer attacks here. We flip the switch, we see the train decouple. Door opens. Okay. And I am actually going to save right here and use this as an opportunity to take a quick break. Hopefully you are enjoying this video. We'll pick back up next time with the rest of Sabin's scenario. If you are enjoying it, give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one.